Tru Life's in the building.
Yes.
Welcome to LA, bro.
Thank you, man. Love LA.
I was in your neck of the woods a couple weeks ago. It was super duper humid.
Oh yeah.
But I had a good time. I went out there to what's it called? Stadium kicks. Stadium.
Okay. Stadium Goods.
Stadium Goods. Thank you.
Stadium Goods.
Yeah, they had some fly stuff out there. Pharrell's got a new store. I think Billion Dollar Boys Club opened up out there. Yeah. I think in Soho. I went in there. Where else did I go, man?
Next time you gotta call me, man. I gotta take you to the hood.
Okay.
Man. We gotta show you the how the Puerto Ricans roll it out, man.
Well, so my brother DJ Enough, he grew up in your neck of the woods, in Lower East Side.
Yes, so shout out to Enough. Enough, what up?
I was with Enough. I was with my brother Niles. With some of my heavy hitter brothers, man. We had some of our guys out there. Bebe, what up? Who else was with us, man? We had a good time in New York.
Nice.
So you got a new project coming out, and it's been a long, like normally when artists come through here and I say it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
For you, this is like, it's really been a long time coming. First of all, welcome back from vacation.
Thank you.
So do you want, how much have you gone on record and talked about, about your situation since you've been out?
Bits and pieces, man. My situation is so complicated. It's like, I can't even tell it all in a interview, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just too much. It's so complicated. So it's been bits and pieces that I've told.
Gotcha. Are you comfortable talking about it? Is it something you want to leave in the past? Are you tired of people asking you?
Well, I can't leave it in the past. It is what it is. It's something, things that happen in the past come with us in the future sometimes. And it's just something that is what it is. And, I went away for a crime that I didn't do. And I paid my debt to society, and I'm out here just trying to, get things rolling, man.
How do you come back from something? I mean, I know there has to be a lot of anger built up, you know what I'm saying? Because, 5, 6 years of your life.
8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
8 years, man.
Yeah.
Just, you can't get it back.
Yeah, but, someone lost their life, so, it's in the end of the day, there was a bigger tragedy at that took place. You know what I'm saying? I caught a bad end of the stick, but, someone else caught a worse end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And even though I wasn't responsible for taking his life, it was just a bad situation all the way around the board. But I just try to take the good out of the situation as well, because a lot of good came out of me going away, where I feel like it opened my eyes to a lot of different things, and it helped shape me into the man that I am today. So,
if you had a message to send out to people that are in or were in a similar situation in life at the time when that unfortunately happened with you, maybe it's a message saying, hey, watch the company you keep, et cetera, et cetera. What would that message be to the youth?
A lot of the times, we grow up in the neighborhood, and we just trying to be down, and we trying to, we think that, life, we think that sometimes we feel like superior, where we feel like we can't be touched, and we just feel we don't realize just how delicate life is. You know what I'm saying? Whether you could get sick, whether you could get, like just in a blink of an eye, your life can, just change, man. And when you're young, you think you're going to be young forever, and you're not, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to put God first, man, and enjoy your life, man, and it ain't worth it. Like running the streets, man, really ain't worth it. The streets ain't about nothing. The streets is just a big lie. It's a myth, It's just a lot of lies that are told in the street. We grow up thinking it's a certain lifestyle is cool, and we want to be down. And I was once that kid that wanted to be down and be hip, and wanted to have my name ringing and all that. But when you're sitting behind that wall with I was with kids 21 years old and they got 150 years. You'd be like, what? 150 years, never coming home. I was with other guys, that older men who've been down since they was 17 years old, and they're in their 50s now, and they got life bids, and you're like, what? Can't even imagine what it's like to, grow up and just sitting and this being your life forever. You know what I'm saying? So in the end of the day, I'm blessed to just be out here to get a second chance. And, I know there's a lot of young kids right now that don't really realize with a lot of the trolling they be doing and certain things that they do, like what could come along with that and how serious it could get, you know what I'm saying? And they just need to know that it can get really bad, man.
And I'm glad you brought that up, man. There's a lot of that going on, and there's been some of that, in your neck of the woods with, I know Tekashi's not from your actual neighborhood, but I know I see it. I see it and I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, you don't know what to believe, when you see some of these people post stuff on Instagram or Twitter. I got to the point where I don't even. It's kind of like once somebody cries wolf, not just once but twice or three times. How does that, when you see that trolling, as you put it, and as a lot of people describe that, what do you say to that? Like, what do you say to these young MCs, and you're still young, but MCs that are a lot younger than you, that haven't even got a taste of anything, and really they're still babies, and they're out causing a ruckus on social media? What do you say to that? How does that make you feel?
I just try to tell them that it ain't really worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it takes certain things, if I got to do certain things to be number one, then I'm okay being number two
exactly.
At this point in my life. You understand? Because
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I just been through too much in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, lost too many homies. Like, fought too many cases. Did just lived too much. Been through too much pain, and it's just too real behind that wall. And unfortunately, I know firsthand what it feels like to be behind that wall, and it's not a great feeling. So me personally, I don't want no parts of the trolling. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't recommend it to these younger guys either.
And I'm glad to hear you say that. You know what I'm saying? I think that being who you are and what you've been through in your life, like the things that you talk about, people listen, because there's not too much realer than having 8 years of your life sitting fucked off in a cell. And I'm assuming you made some what's the word I'm looking for, you took advantage of some of the time that you had, and what if you did take advantage, what were some of the things that you did to take advantage of that time?
Most people, when they in prison, a lot of people work out, they be in the yard working out and stuff like that. Me, I chose, like, I could come home brolic, diesel, in shape, wild, crazy, but I was like, I wanted to try to do something that was the most productive that I can possibly do with my time being away. So I decided to go to school. I didn't even have a GED while I was away. So I was like, this would probably be the perfect time now that I actually have time to, like, put my head to this. And I went and got my GED. After I got my GED, I paid for myself to go to school. A couple of my homies, helped me out, and paid for myself to go to college. And I ended up getting 2 different degrees, one in business and one in biblical studies. So that's what I did with most of my time was, schooling.
How do you feel the biblical studies have been able to have? Has it helped you and when you write a record and when you write a song?
Nah, it was more like, to be honest with you, I've always been like, excuse me, intrigued with religion and stuff like that. My name is Tru Life. I came up being like God body, and I just was always intrigued with religion and always wanted to seek information, and I always been into, finding information. So I wanted to find something that I felt like I wanted to do something with my time also that would help me, like, spiritually, like, and just on a positive note to bring, because you got to remember, I'm sitting in the most negative place in the world where I could touch both walls with, you know what I'm saying? Like in my cell, literally with one hand, or I could touch this wall, the other hand, I could touch the other wall, my toilet right here, food under the bed. Like, so I had to try to find peace within myself, and that was something that I guess helped me find that peace. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to stay grounded and stay humble, and not keep me away from being on edge and being in a mentality to walk out and the slightest thing, because you in prison, you angry, you upset, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the slightest disrespect, somebody's life could be ended behind a wall. So I was just trying to stay grounded.
Who were some of the people in the music industry that you were running with before you went in, and do you still deal with some of those people now? Because I know you were tight with Future.
Yeah.
Because you had a relationship with Future before he really got to that next level in the
me and Future
industry.
come up together. We come up together from growing up in the dungeon. Shout out to Rico Wade. His cousin Rico Wade, was the founder of Dungeon Family and all them guys. So, Bubba Sparks, me and Bubba Sparks were really close friends. Bubba Sparks introduced me to
That's LaGrange, Georgia.
Yeah, he introduced.
I'm from the A, so I feel you.
Well, Bubba introduced me to Rico, and then Rico would come to New York.
So you had left Manhattan at one point and went to Atlanta.
Yeah, I would go over there, fly down, and just, sit in the dungeon, record records.
And what hooked you up with them initially, being that you were from New York and, Dungeon Family is in Atlanta?
Bubba Sparks was the whole link, pretty much, you know what I'm saying, to me and the Dungeon Family. And, once I got with the Dungeon Family, it was, I grew up with being in a dungeon, recording records with Future, and,
And how did you and Bubba Sparks meet?
Through Anthony Mandler.
Okay.
Anthony Mandler, I had early in his career, he had done a lot of work, and then he was working when Bubba was about to get his deal at Interscope. He was like doing photos for him and stuff, and he had like hooked us up, and then we just built a friendship throughout the years.
Got you. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's really dope, man. It's amazing how meeting one person can lead to so many different things, and then before you know it, you're in a whole different city dealing with different people.
Yeah.
And then you still have that relationship with a lot of these guys, especially Future.
Yeah, facts. Now, Future's like my brother. I know Future from when he's meathead. Like I said, we would share a slice of pizza together type shit, sandwich in the studio. We was just two kids with a dream. So it's amazing for me to come home and see, all the things that he's accomplished, and I'm just super proud of him. And you know what I'm saying? He had called me. He was the first person that called me when I came out. My boys picked me up in a Sprinter when I came out of prison, and the whole ride back, I pretty much spoke with him on the phone, and he was just like, man, like, any way I can help you is crazy. You coming home at the right time. I'm on top of the world. Like, he was like, I don't want you to work with, nobody. Like, you just got to work with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't want you to sign with nobody. Like, just come rock with me. Any way I can help you. And he was just... I'm just
That's
like,
dope.
I really didn't even know how big he was, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was behind the wall, there was like no music I could get in there like that. Everything's on cassette. I was in a really bad place, like when it comes to music and stuff like that. We didn't have a lot of access to music. So when I came home, like I knew he was doing his thing, but I didn't really realize how big he was till we went to the club. And like, I was like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just really proud of him, man. Like, really proud of him, man, because I've seen him come up from nothing, like literally nothing. You know what I'm saying? We just had a dream. So
that's amazing. So, and now I don't want to backtrack too much, but everything good with I know Prodigy's passed, but everything's good with Mobb Deep. Everything's good with Dipset.
That's one of the great things that that felt the best, to be honest, was meeting with Prodigy, man. Like before he died, because we like. Shout out to Metta World Peace. Metta World Peace is the one who put me and Prodigy in the because Metta World Peace came over, was in the studio with me listening to records, and he was just took a liking to me, and he was like, man, he just called me up and was like wanting to know was I willing to sit down with Prodigy, and I'm like, I don't have no issues with him. That was so long ago, and I'm a changed man in XYZ. So I said, yeah, I ain't got no problem with it. And Prodigy actually came with his son. And it was really genuine, man. We just had, like, I told him I was super proud of him because I felt like it took more on his part, like, to actually sit with me, because I did, like, even though he did wrongdoing, I came with, like, the super wrongdoing. You understand? On top of that. So I felt like it took a lot. It really showed me that he was a real man. You understand what I'm saying? And that it just showed me he was in a great place as a man, and that he had God in his life for him to even do that. Like, so I was just like, it just showed me he was a good person too. And we just had a genuine conversation. He told me he was sorry. He told me he knew how he messed up, and he felt like he messed up. And I told him I was sorry and that I messed up and I also did wrong. And it was just all genuine. There was no trolling involved. Nothing was fake. Like, let's do it so we can get a buzz or get, you know what I'm saying? It was just real, man. It was real. And he said he wanted to do a record with me. And I was like, I was looking forward to that because early in my career, when I rapped with him, I couldn't rap at all. I wasn't even good. Like, to be honest with you, I always say this. I was like the worst rapper in my neighborhood. Like, and I made it the farthest because I had this passion and this determination inside of me that nobody else had. They might have had more talent than me, but I just had this thing that I couldn't take out of my head. So I tell people, don't dream about making things happen because you wake up from a dream. I tell people, be an envisionist. Envision where you want to be and believe it in your soul, and it'll come to life. And it eventually did come to life, and I made it happen,
I'm glad you got to have that meeting with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it was cool.
Yeah,
it really was, man. It really was. It hurt me when he died. I was like, wow, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I said, I really wanted to do a record with him, man, because I felt like he was always like somebody I really respected as an MC.
Man,
you know
one of the greatest of all.
Yeah, I felt like I really respected him, what he does. Like, he smoked me on the record. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. He smoked me on the record. I wasn't ready to do that, and I felt like now I could compete with anybody. It's kind of weird because most people come in the game like in their prime, like, and then eventually fade out, like they start getting worse. Me, I came in the game kind of like bad and got great. I started getting better and better and better. Because at first I wouldn't really put much thought into like how I was gonna say what I was wanted to say. I would put thought into like what I wanted to say. but I wouldn't put thought into how I wanted to say it. So my delivery wasn't right. I wouldn't put how I wanted my voice to project on a beat and play as an instrument. And I feel like I grew and learned all these different things.
And half of getting somebody to listen to you is them being able to digest it. And for somebody to digest it, the flow and the way you know you come off has to be, you know.
Yeah. So now I could get on records with Rick Ross, Future, Jay-Z, whoever it is, and I feel like I can hold my own with anybody, you know?
Speaking of which, have you been in contact with Jay-Z at all?
Me and Jay spoke, you know, when I first came home. He was I went and saw Juan, OG Juan. Shout outs to OG Juan. You know, OG Juan's my OG. He's, you know, one of the owners of Rock Nation and the founders of Rock Nation. And that's my brother right there. He's definitely held me down while I was away and all that. And I came to go meet Juan, and I saw Jay. We sat down, we talked, and I just really was I just felt like I had a vision while I was away, you know. I was inspired by watching Jay-Z and seeing him be a boss and seeing him, you know, build his empire. And I felt like I didn't want to be the guy sitting around with his hand out. I wanted to be the guy to be, you know what I'm saying? Like I see him do that. I feel like I can accomplish the same things. And I wanted to build my own movement, my own wave. So I just went and just started working. I didn't stick my hand out. Like people think they see me walk around with $500,000 in jewelry on. They think I came home and just got handed something. I didn't get handed anything. No, in fact, everyone didn't believe in me. Nobody believed. They were like, oh, he gone too long. Like, you know, the sound is so different. How he gonna fit in? What is he gonna do? So I just went and worked quietly. Just went and just worked on my craft, worked on the records, got the records right, and then, you know, when the records was right, I started to release the records. And once I released the records, it got me to get in a new situation. Just got 2 different deals. Just did a deal with Atari. You know, got a crazy endorsement deal with Atari, and, you know, just been able to provide for myself and do what I love to do.
I noticed the Asteroids hat.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you.
Atari, man.
That's
Shout
dope.
out to Atari.
How does an endorsement like that or a partnership work between a, you know, an MC and an old school video gaming company?
Shout out to my man Steph. Steph had plugged me with Atari, and they just believed in me, and I believed in them early, and we got some great things getting ready to come with Atari. Some really actually, I wish I could like share the big things that's getting ready to go on, but I can't. But trust me, it's really big. We got some great surprises coming with Atari. And
so you gotta let's talk about the current music. You signed to Empire. You got a new project coming out. You got a record with Future.
Yeah.
When's the project coming out?
We're trying to get it out August 24th right now. You know, I'm trying to finish up the mixes right now, get everything done.
Features besides Future?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Tory Lanez. I got Tory Lanez on the project. We got T.I. on the project. Got Yo Gotti on the project. You know, we got some heaters.
You got friends waiting on you to help you, man. That says a lot, bro.
Yeah,
that says a lot, because a lot of times, you know, all of a sudden, you know, and everybody you just named, from Gotti to T.I. to Future, these are. It doesn't surprise me that they're here for you, man, because those are some respectful names, and they're stand up dudes.
Yeah, they real ones, man. Shout out to all the real ones that show me love, man. You know, I was just blessed, man, to be. I don't know, man. I just feel like when you believe in yourself, man, wonderful things happen, man. And you just, you know, it don't matter if somebody else don't believe in you. You just got to believe it. As long as you believe it, like, who thought Cardi would be Cardi right now? Let's keep it real. You know, who thought French would be French right now? These are people that I know personally, like, you know, that you sit and seen them personally, like, come up. And, you know, I remember when no one believed in any of these people. I remember nobody believed in Future. You know what I'm saying? Future was the guy in the corner. Nobody was checking for him. He was the least checked on, and, you know,
and you got
things turn around.
It's a work ethic thing, you know, and everybody that you just named, I think one thing that's synonymous with all of those names is the work ethic. And they kept going, you know, a door gets shut, or maybe not shut, but doesn't open. And if it does, sometimes what's behind that door you realize isn't for you. And then you keep opening doors and knocking doors down, and one day, you know, what's behind that door
resilience
is the house that you want when you open it up. You say, man, this is where I'm supposed to live. And
big facts.
I'm really glad. I didn't know what to expect. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect sitting down and talking to you, especially after the things that you've gone through. Especially, you know, being away from the music game for so long, but sitting down with you, brother, I wish you the best.
Appreciate it, man.
I see that you got a lot of good people in your corner, and I can't wait to hear your whole project, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
You got
man.
it.
And I'm just happy to be here. I appreciate you guys letting me come up here, man. Word.
Tru Life.
Felly fail, man.
Yeah.
Yes.